Welcome to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open City video lesson program. Today we are discussing on the sociological perspectives. The topic is symbolic interactionism. The symbolic interactionist perspective is one among the sociological perspectives which is based on the symbolic interaction. To discuss about this topic, today we have an expert in social interactionism as well as sociological perspectives, Professor H.R. Jayapal, Professor of Sociology, Karnataka State Open University, Mysore, Karnataka. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, today now we have to discuss on the symbolic interactionist perspective, which is stated by C.H. Cooley, Mead and other sociologists, and we will start with so actually what is the symbolic interactionism?
Thank you, Professor Ramana sir. In my previous classes, I told that in sociology there are plural perspectives. Among these perspectives, three perspectives are considered as major perspectives. What are those? Number one, structural functional perspective. Second one is conflict perspective. And the third one is interactionist perspective, we say. And symbolic, so the word that we use, interactionist perspective, that is used in a sense to indicate symbolic interactionism. So interactionist means it conveys the meaning of symbolic. Of course, there are other variants or varieties of interactionist theories, but among them, symbolic interactionism is a major theoretical perspective that's of lot of significance in understanding the society, particularly the relationship between individual and society. So, see, every perspective, while understanding every perspective, what we have to notice is that every perspective comes with its own ontology. Every perspective comes with its own ontology. Ontology means it is a study of reality, it is a study of features of reality. What is reality? What exactly it is? So, ontology as a branch of philosophy is concerned with understanding the basic nature of reality, what reality it is. So, viewed in that way, every perspective, whether it may be conflict or functionalism or symbolic interactionism, every perspective comes with their own view of ontology.
Okay.
What reality is, what society is, how society is constituted, how society is made up of, what is what. So, this is ontological explanation. Every perspective has an ontological explanation. Besides, every perspective comes with, every perspective comes with basic and major propositions about the reality. What it wants to, while explaining any aspect. So, it has its own central propositions. It has its own set of propositions or statements, theoretical statements about the reality. It's a core explanation. Every perspective has its own core explanation. And third one, every perspective comes with its own advice for methodology. It has its own advice for method. What should be what constitutes an appropriate method to study the reality. So, symbolic interactionists say that this is what the reality, this is the nature of reality. So, in order to study this reality, so you should use these types of methods. So, what I am trying to tell you is that, you all is that every perspective has its own ontology. That means what reality it is, what is its exact nature. And every perspective comes with its own major central explanation. So, bundle of propositions or statements. Third one, each perspective advocates its own method or methodology. That means which method we have to select. which is an appropriate method to study this reality. So it becomes methodology.
Okay.
So this we have to, as a students of theory, as a students of sociological theory, we have to keep these things into our mind while analyzing. So these are the three important components. Symbolic interactionism is a major perspective in sociology. It is sometimes called as North American perspective, geographically to denote the perspective.
Okay.
So from where it originated, because symbolic interactionism as a perspective was developed in Chicago University. Chicago School. That is popularly known as earlier Chicago School of Thought. The Chicago School of Thought was there. Robert Ezra and Park's urban ecological approach. They were all developed in concentric zone theory, and such other perspective theories were developed in Chicago School only, Chicago University. So it became Chicago School of Sociology. So symbolic interactionism as a distinct perspective has its to speak from geographical point of view, it has its location from North America. So that's why it is called as North American in perspective. So I made it pretty clear that symbolic interactionism is a perspective. So the word is there, ism, symbolic interactionism. So it is ism means it's an argument. So it's a perspective.
So in Telugu it is known as Vadam.
Yeah, same. Vadam in Kannada also we say Vada. Sanketika Antarkriya Vada. In Telugu it becomes Vadam. Okay, right. Symbolic interactionism.
In Telugu it is Pratikatmaka Paraspara Charya Vadam.
Nice word. Okay. Symbolic interactionism, as we have told, is basically a theoretical perspective. So, what are its specialities? See, whereas structural functionalism and conflict perspectives, predominantly Marxian perspective, within the conflict perspective, Marxian and Dahrendorf's theory and Wright-Mills theory and structural functional theories are macro in nature. They are macro in nature. Whereas symbolic interactionism is micro in nature. It focuses on the interaction between the individuals.
Okay.
It gives more emphasis to individuals, interaction between, it gives more importance to individuals and interaction between individuals. It views society as made up of the interaction of individuals. It views society is made from society is constructed, society is made up of interaction of individuals. So, most of our reality, so everyday, we can see society manifests to us in everyday life. How we are able to see society? How society is manifested to us in everyday life? It is through face-to-face interaction. Face-to-face interaction, we say in Kannada like mukhamukhi, face, mukhamukhi, same, mukhamukhi, antarkriya, okay, face-to-face interaction. So here, the question becomes significant in symbolic interactionist perspective is, what is the nature of relationship between individual and society? Structural functionalism, it gives more importance to collective entities like society, institutions like that. There are it doesn't focus on individuals and individuals' interaction. Whereas symbolic interactionism, it focuses on, its main focus is on interaction between individuals. The significant question that we have discussed that is central to symbolic interactionism is what is the nature of relationship between individual and society. That's important. So another thing, symbolic interactionism takes into its notice or takes note of the dynamic nature of interaction. Yes, of course, interaction. What is the nature of interaction? It is dynamic nature of interaction.
Okay.
It keeps changing. Who are the architects of this interaction? It is individuals. Because individuals are parties to interaction. Individuals involved in interaction. So it keeps changing. So it is dynamic in nature. So interaction comes into existence, interaction completes, again it resurfaces. So it is through interaction, which is dynamic in nature, this social reality is made up of, this social reality is constituted. So social reality is constituted from everyday interaction, which is dynamic in nature, which is not static. Not that it takes place according to some mechanical laws. No, it takes place between the individuals through the process of interpretation. Through the process of interpretation. So, therefore, symbolic interactionism recognizes the capabilities of individuals. It gives more importance to power of individuals in creating, recreating, dismantling the situations. Individuals can create situations in which they will act. They will modify the situation. They can recreate the situation. Thus, individuals have power to create, power to change, power to create. This is called as agency. This is called in sociology as agency. We can call it as kartrutva. Kartrutva means one is capable of doing, capable of changing. So individuals can construct, reconstruct, they can dismantle, they can change it, modify it. So individuals are the centers of society. Individuals are the individuals should be of central concern in the study of society. So individuals are gifted with agency. Not that individuals are passive creatures, not that individuals are passive beings.
They are creative.
We are creative. We have got our mind. We will able to think. We will able to interpret. We will be able to attach meanings. On the basis of that process only, this social reality is made up of. Not that we are acting as per some mechanical or routine laws. No, we are not acting. We are so what takes place inside our minds, that informs our action in interpreting the things. So,
can you explain about the major premises of social interactionism?
Yes, sir. That's why, sir, I will. There are three major premises of symbolic interactionism. Of course, further, Herbert Blumer develops that into 9. But there are three major premises. From the sake of clarity and also keeping time constraints in view, I would like to present here the three major basic premises of symbolic interactionism. Which are those? Prior to that, I told what is the nature of reality that is constructed by symbolic interactionism. So far we have discussed. Now, as per your this one, I will discuss the basic premises of symbolic interactionism. Three premises. Number 1, human beings act toward things on the basis of the meanings those things have for them. Let me repeat again. Human beings act towards the things on the basis of meanings, on the basis of the meanings those things have for them. We will act whenever we are in interaction, so we will be oriented towards things. Things may be anything, that may be individual. Here things means individuals. In individual, interaction takes place in situation. In situation, there are objects. We treat others are also objects. We treat, there is a camera, there is a television, there is people, there is like, so rain may be coming, so or it may be very hot, or it may be very cold, or there may be animals going. So we will act towards the things on the basis of meanings they have for. Okay, right. So, but whereas among the animals, among the crows, if you throw the food among the crows, what crows will do? Crows will make sound ka 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 and invite everything and have food. If you throw food among the dogs may fight with each other for food. But whereas when it comes to humans, we will attach meanings. We will act towards the things, whether it may be individuals or other objects or animals, on the basis of the meanings they have. Okay. This is the first premise. Second premise is the meaning of such things. The meaning of such things is derived from or arises out of the social interaction that one has with other fellow. What I am trying to tell you is, so the meaning of such things arises out of interaction. The meaning, so first we made it, sir, we will act towards the things on the basis of the meanings that they have. Second premise, how the meanings are derived. How meanings are derived? Meanings are derived or they arises from interaction. Meanings arises out of social interaction. This is the second premise. How the meaning arises? It is arises out of social interaction with others, with fellow beings or with other actors. Third premise, the third one. These meanings are handled in and modified through an interpretative process. These meanings are handled and modified through an interpretative process used by the person in dealing with the things he or she encounters. So, how these meanings? So, first we told we act towards the things on the basis of meanings that they have. Second, how the meanings are derived? Those meanings are derived out of the interaction while individual having with another person. Third, how such meanings are handled and modified. Meanings will also change. This is to show that this is an example for dynamic nature of reality. Meanings will not remain the same. Meanings will keep changing. Meanings will be modified. How they will be modified? How they get modified? It is through interaction. It is through interaction means it is through the interpretative process. It is through interpretive process. We will interpret it. What is this and what is not? Why can't be like this? Why should it be like this? Why shouldn't be like this?
Interpretations based on the situation.
Yes. So these are the three basic premises. These three basic premises can be found in the writings of George Herbert Mead, and they serve as the major three premises of symbolic interactionism. There are other premises also developed by Herbert Spencer. For the sake of clarity and keeping the time constraints in view, I am just confining it to three major. Anyone who will be studying symbolic interactionism should know these three premises.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, are there any specific features or characteristics of symbolic interactionism?
Yes, sir. Here we can discuss. There are three focal points of symbolic interactionism. What are those? The first focus is on interaction between the first focus is on the interaction between the actor and the world. Symbolic interactionism focuses on the actor. So, individuals, we are basically actors. Actor and the world. I cannot act on my own. Not like that somewhere in the vacuum, not in somewhere in isolation I can't act. I will be acting with others. So, therefore, symbolic interactionism focuses on actor and his world or her world. Second, both the actor and the world are dynamic processes and not static structures. Both the actor and the world are dynamic processes and not the static structures. They will keep changing. Everything keeps changing. Nothing remains as they are at present. So, the form keeps changing. So, the reality is dynamic in nature. So, both the actor and the world, they keep changing. They are dynamic in nature. Third focus, actors' ability to symbolic interactionism focuses on actors' ability to interpret the social world. So, actors, we humans, are bestowed with the capacity of interpreting the social world. We can interpret it. We will interpret the world. So, how beautiful it is. He is good. No, he is not good. That hill is mighty. The color of the hill, color of the plant, or color of the flower. How beautiful it is. Is he angry? So, these are the variety of things we will interpret. So, from simpler thing to complex things, we will use this interpretation. So, the third aspect is that symbolic interactionism focuses on actors' ability to interpret the social world. So, if a student is coming, like if he is coming 5 minutes late to class, he will be thinking in his mind, what sir will tell? Should I go to class or should I not to go class? How to approach him? May I say, sir, excuse me, or what should I tell? What reasoning should I tell? If he asks me some question, how to give proper answer? So, everything is based on interpretation. These
Okay.
are the three focuses. Characteristics you asked about me. There are 5 characteristics. I will just summarize them in one word. There are 5 major characteristics of symbolic interactionism. Number 1, human interaction. Human interaction. So, symbolic interactionism views social reality as built by human interaction. So, human interaction is a basic thing. Second, interpretation or definition rather than mere reaction. Interpretation or definition rather than mere reaction. We will not merely react to anything. So, whenever another person acts with us, we will interpret his action or her actions and then react. Third one, response based on meaning. It is not about stimulus and response. Human actions are not just psychological responses like stimulus and response, not psychological aspects like stimulus and responses. In between stimulus and response among human beings, there is what we call meaning is there. We attach meaning to our actions. So, therefore, human reactions to other reactions, individuals react to others' actions on the basis of meaning. Fourth one, humans use symbols in interaction. Humans use symbols in interaction. Fifth one, between the stimulus and response, there is interpretation. Between the stimulus and response, there will be interpretation.
Sir, you have explained about the characteristics of symbolic interactionism. So, in that you have mentioned that there is a human beings are making use of symbols in
Yes,
their
sir.
interactionism.
Yes.
So, can you give 1 or 2 examples of this?
Yes, sir, definitely, with pleasure. Symbol is a central concept of symbolic interactionism. That's why it is called as we have prefixed an adjective to this, symbolic interactionism.
Yeah.
So, a symbol refers to class of social objects. A symbol, what does symbol mean? Symbol refers to a class of social objects. Okay, they're basically objects to which we attach meanings. We see there is a tricolor flag. If we don't attach meaning, it has nothing value. So, what we say, that is saffron, white and green color becomes very sacred for us. It is national flag. We salute.
So, individually they are different.
See, it per se doesn't have any meaning, but we humans give meaning to such objects and they become symbol.
Yeah, okay.
So, symbol refers to class of social object to which we give meaning. Herbert Blumer, sir, it is Herbert Blumer who coined the term symbolic interactionism. Who, for the sake of clarity, let the learners know that it's none other than it's Herbert Spencer who coined the term symbolic interactionism. So, apart from Herbert Spencer, apart from Herbert Blumer, it's Herbert Blumer who coined this term symbolic interaction. Apart from him, there are other sociologists, Howard Becker, Irving Goffman. They were all influenced by symbolic interactionism and they conducted studies and they published their studies in the frame of symbolic interactionism. So, for instance, Howard Becker, he speaks about deviance.
Social deviance.
Social deviance, Howard Becker. Irving Goffman talks about dramaturgy. So, these are the things Irving Goffman talks about dramaturgy. So, these are the what we know characteristics of symbolic interactionism, and among which symbol is an important object. Symbol is an important aspect of symbolic interactionism, an important concept in symbolic interactionism. So, regarding intellectual, because every perspective has its own intellectual, draws its inspiration from intellectual traditions. Every perspective. In a similar way, symbolic interactionism derives its intellectual influences from 4 sources. Number 1, pragmatic approach of John Dewey. Number 1, it derives its intellectual inspiration from the works of John Dewey, and John Dewey's approach is known as pragmatism. Second, it was influenced by direct field empirical approach. The direct field empirical approach of Robert Ezra Park. of Robert
Okay.
Ezra Park and others, Chicago School of Study. The third one is from Study of Forms of Social Life and Interaction, George Simmel. So, Simmel talks about Simmel talked about the forms of interaction. So formal sociology we talk about. So it is called as Rupatmaka Samaja Shastra, what we say in Kannada, Rupatmaka, Telugu we have to know. In formal sociology in Kannada say Rupatmaka Samaja Shastra, because Simmel argued that
Here it is Vishishtavadam.
Vishishtavadam. Form means it's everything as Rupa, what we say. So Simmel advocated, symbolic interactionism was influenced by George Simmel's formal sociology, that is forms of social life and interaction. And the last, very important, Max Weber's social action approach. So Max Weber's interactionism. So Max Weber talked about Wursten method, and what Max Weber talked about subjectivity, all those such things. So symbolic interactionism was influenced by Max Weber as well. So there are, broadly speaking, there are 4 intellectual influences that can be identified, which has left impact on symbolic interactionism as a perspective.
Beside Bloomer, who are the others
Yes,
advocated for this?
Symbolic interactionism, from the academic point of view, first we will study actually William James is sometimes considered as forerunner of symbolic interactionism. William James on the one hand, and John Dewey on the other hand, and Watson on the other hand, James Watson on the other hand. They are all maybe called as forerunners of symbolic interactionism.
Okay.
So to start with, it is C.H. Cooley, George Herbert Mead and Herbert Bloomer. C.H. Cooley, George Herbert Mead and G.H. Mead.
Okay.
Sorry, C.H. Cooley, George Herbert Mead and
Herbert Bloomer. Right.
These three are they are the 3 major proponents of symbolic interaction.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your explanation about the symbolic interactionist perspective. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.